We're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Live from the GME studio, it's Good Morning Entrepreneurs.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs.
Are you an entrepreneur who has felt like you were all alone on your business adventure? Well, you're in the right place.
You know, being an entrepreneur can be lonely and challenging at times, looking for people to bounce ideas off of and get feedback.
Welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs,
the show designed by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs just like you.
Keep watching for your dose of entrepreneurial fun with the Roving Reporters and, of course, Kim and Carrie.
As we like to say around here, buckle up, Buttercup.
Good morning, entrepreneurs, and welcome to show number 122. I am so glad you've joined us today. I am your host, Kim White, and I am joined by the findability queen herself, Denise Millet. Denise, good morning.
Good morning, Kim. So great to be here with you. You know, I love this show, and I have to tell you that I had a revelation. So no confessions this week. It's a revelation.
Ooh.
We did our guided sticky note time last time, which is a week or so, or a couple weeks ago. I had this opportunity to look back at weeks and see how much I got done by week because I had kind of organized it that way. And I realized that my roller coaster of emotions about my business is kind of like in stretches of time. So like with the weeks I get super, super done, and then there are weeks that goes, and then there are weeks super, super done. So I share that with everybody who's watching because I've been at this for some years, and that still happens to me. And that roller coaster of, am I doing it right? Is it going to work? Is this the right thing to do? Am I having fun? Is it not having fun? All those doubts and wonders and things we do. It's normal. And that's why we're here, to show you the good, the bad, the in-between, and hope that you can gather something from this show.
Oh, that was really good, Denise Millet. I think you should get a standing ovation for that one, because I don't know anybody that doesn't feel like that at times.
Yes, it's been an interesting reflection, I shall say. And they don't come easy, let me tell you. I'm not reflective all the time, but this one happened, which is cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. But Kim, we live in this place called Entrepreneur Land, where we just talk all things entrepreneur, and we live what we talk about. So let's head over to Entrepreneur Land to start us off today.
We do love our entrepreneur land, and today's theme is accessibility as a business owner. If you'll take off the ability for a minute, or ability, it's access. So we're going to be talking a lot of things access, and how a business owner has places they can go that others can't, and how you have to guard that accessibility. Accessibility. See, I'm going to have to work on pronouncing it.
It's early.
Accessibility.
It's early. I get it. Only a couple cups of coffee. Maybe need another. But I also think accessibility, Kim, is honestly, it's protecting your resources. And I find that even with myself, there's only so much that you can do, and your time, money, and what's the third one? Lost drawback. Bandwidth. And you have to protect that. One of the ways you do that is what you give people access to.
Very important.
Absolutely.
I have to say access to, and I'm going to just call it the numbers for this community, makes all of us a little vulnerable sometimes, because we're not doing this to brag. We want you to know what the possibilities are for you as well if you come together in business. And Denise, I think Jill does such a fabulous job. I just want to say this before we go into it. She does such a great job of explaining, and this little segment that we do every week, GME Chronicles, is really important to all of us, because we don't stop to celebrate enough as business owners sometimes and realize how much we really are getting done. And your roller coaster example, I think that is a prime example of we feel like we're not getting anything done. And then all of a sudden we have all these things done. So
Right.
I love that example.
Yes. So let's head into the Chronicles so we can see what happened this past week.
Thank you, Kim and team. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the GME Chronicles. My name is Jill Olish, and we have some updates for you today, August 22nd, 2025. The GME Chronicles is a celebration of moving the needle in our businesses, and we want to share these numbers out loud with you, not to show off, but to show it's possible when we come together in business. To catch you up, we had 4 Pilates classes with Kat in Small Space Pilates. My Sexy Business held Website Royalty, the place to get your Kajabi website questions answered in the My Sexy Business community, as well as rounds 34 and 35 of Fire Up Mastermind, the mastermind for fierce leaders who are ready to serve hard, use irresistible, not creepy marketing, build relational businesses, and truly empower others. There were 2 sessions of Simple Publishing, the mastermind that gives you the tools to format and publish your edited work beautifully, even if you've never done it before, as well as 1 session of Groundwork Brigade Mastermind, the Choose Your Own Adventure Business Mastermind with real-time strategy, tech help, and accountability. Adam posted new interviews featuring Charlene Oliver, Marco Pigozzi, and Michelle Clooney. Kat posted a new blog, Unapologetically Empowering, a mother, military intelligence officer, and historian redefining success for today's women. And Donna posted a new blog, One Versatile Backpack with Endless Possibilities to Keep Your Brand Visible Like a Walking Billboard. My Sexy Business went live with show number 121 of Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Be sure to check out the YouTube channel and subscribe for My Sexy Business so you're never missing an upcoming show or any new clips. Check out the latest season of the SEO Day podcast, where your host, Denise Millet, the findability queen, answers real SEO questions from entrepreneurs and dishes out simple, actionable tips to get you found faster by the people who are already searching for you. Head to your favorite podcatcher to listen now, along with these podcasts: Sisters in Service, Late Bloomer Living, Buckets and Boom Gates, 5 in 15 Interviews, Leadership Series, Bearing It All with Call Me Adam, Mucked Up, My Self-Care, and Mama Outspoken. On Clubhouse, Adam and Denise hosted the My Sexy Business Not Creepy Room on Wednesday, which currently has 1,295 members. And on Thursday, we held the 49th Walk and Talk with the community. You can connect with the Roving Reporters through the GME directory. Head over to mysexybusiness.com/GME, and you can connect with everyone there. This all brings our number to 19, making the grand total 6,817 amazing things done collectively by this community in just 3 years and counting. We look forward to more updates coming up next week. If you are ready to join in on the fun around here, you can find us coming up at the Mama Outspoken Village Gathering with myself, which is a community space for moms who are in their postpartum seasons. We're at the Big Show and Tell with Donna Bender. This month is how sustainable branded merch and gifts build your business. And she likes to say, it's not about increasing your budget. It's about changing your strategy. You can find us also at Website Royalty, which is the place to get your Kajabi website questions answered within the My Sexy Business community. And speaking of community, you can find us where we're hanging out in places like the Clubhouse audio app, Buckets and Boom Gates Studio, Groundwork Brigade Mastermind, Kitchen to Kitchen, the Walk and Talk, and wherever you're watching now for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Be sure to check out our events calendar at mysexybusiness.com/events for those upcoming events and more information. Back to you in the GME studio.
Cheers. What a wonderful, wonderful week it's been.
Oh my goodness, those numbers always make me so excited because it's proof. It's living proof to all of us participating, but it's also living proof for those watching what can happen just by continuing to move forward.
Right. And we all spend time creating all that content. You have to really notice that you've spent that time in creation and what it's produced. It really helps. So
very, very exciting. Well, Denise, I have a fun holiday for us to celebrate today, and I have to giggle because you know what a puppy lover I am. I love critters, and this blue-eyed girl on this post is my puppy, Duchess. And it is National Dog Appreciation Day, and I always giggle because she was a rescue. I always giggle about who rescued who because she brings so much to our life. And so we just want to say, if you have a dog out there or a puppy out there, she's 7 and we still call her a puppy, but if you have a puppy out there, be sure and love them extra this week, because that's what somebody decided one day to do, and we have just continued that tradition.
it should be like a whole month, Dog Appreciation Month. I think there's too many things that are so adorable that we need to talk about, but I digress. So.
Love all the puppies.
And we do love all the puppies, and some of my brother's rescues are up there too, which I know they'll love when they see this. So it'll be great. So we need to talk about or start talking with our roving reporters this morning, or we could talk about dogs all morning, but we should move on. So our first roving reporter is Yvonne Marchese. Yvonne Marchese in her segment Entrepreneurship Later in Life, and this week she's talking about the 2 superpowers in business.
Thanks, Kim and Carrie. This is Yvonne Marchese coming to you as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. I'm your resident age agitator here to talk about midlife entrepreneurship. And today I want to talk about a couple of superpowers that can take our business game to the next level: resilience and adaptability. At this point in our lives, we've all faced our share of twists and turns, right? Life has thrown you some challenges and surprises. And guess what? That makes you a pro at bouncing back. And that very same skill translates beautifully to the entrepreneurial journey. Entrepreneurship is just like life. It will throw you curveballs. The bonus of being an older entrepreneur is that we can look back at all the times that we've bounced back and rest assured that we can do it again when needed in our business. Now, adaptability, that's our ace up the sleeve. The business world is always changing, but we're not afraid of change, are we? No, we've reinvented ourselves countless times, and that's our edge. It's about staying open and curious, embracing new ideas, and shifting gears when needed. The world's our classroom, and we're lifelong learners. So here's your action for today. Are you ready? Take a moment to reflect on a past challenge that you've conquered. Go ahead. Close your eyes. See, it's built into your DNA. Tap into that feeling when you need to and let it fuel your entrepreneurial journey. Remember, when challenges arise, resilience answers. And when change knocks, adaptability opens the door. Let's harness these superpowers, rock our entrepreneurial path, and show the world what us midlife entrepreneurs are made of. You got this. Back to you, Kim and Carrie.
She's so amazing.
Inspiring.
When change knocks, adaptability opens the door. Like bumper sticker stuff that you need to have in your office all the time, right? We are experts at pivoting. We're experts at change. We are all these things at this stage in our lives. And Yvonne just helps remind us of all of that. And she does a lot of things with her podcast, Late Bloomer Living podcast, where she speaks to amazing people along all these themes of resilience and adaptability and midlife experiences. And she's so inspiring.
She is, all her guests are. It just makes you, if you're on the downhill slide of that roller coaster Denise was talking about, here's where you can go and get some encouragement and some, honestly, motivation.
Yes, really inspirational and feel good stuff. Can I say that? That's not very professional of me, but it really does. When you listen to an episode, you go, oh, like you feel so great. You feel lighter. So
she's on all the podcatchers. So whatever your favorite podcatcher is, just look her up. Late Bloomer Living. She's there.
She's there.
So speaking of being there, Denise, let me just say that we've been doing something, a little something to help people we know who have struggled with website or building a community or building a course, but doing all those little things that, sometimes can really derail our roller coaster ride. It get us off track because we're overwhelmed with it. So yeah. I'd like to speak to that really quickly, Denise, about the fact that you have graciously agreed, and we have been doing some live streams over the last couple of weeks that have Kajabi support involved in them. I'll just say that. We are actually answering questions and showing the behind, or I always say it the wrong. It's the back end, not the behind. And showing the back end of a Kajabi platform that we all use so that you can understand the value of it, because it's the best platform on the planet, we think.
Yes. And Kim and I collectively have many, many years of spending time on the other things as well as on Kajabi. And so, albeit we are not the expert on every single detail, we use the platform in and out and upside and down, and it's replaced so many buggy, hard experiences with good that there's really no, in our minds, not a better place to run your business and to create your online home. So we believe in Kajabi.
We do believe in Kajabi. And, My Sexy Business is an affiliate for Kajabi. We want to always be upfront about that. But I do want to say this, Denise, that a lot of times you listen to someone sharing something and they really are just repeating something they've heard. They haven't actually used whatever it is. And we are giving real life examples on these live streams of how we use it and showing you exactly what it looks like on the outside, exactly what it looks like on the back end of it. And I think that's an important thing just to put out into the world. If you need any kind of understanding of website-y things, community building things, those kind of things, come and join us on a live stream. You'll find it right here where you're, where we're streaming GME. It gives you an opportunity to see things without making any commitment, because y'all know you can YouTube things, but a lot of times you get bad advice. So we're trying to clear up some of that and help with that. My Sexy Business Team and Community is the channel.
And subscribe to the channel, because our live streams aren't scheduled on a regular basis. We're fitting them in wherever we can, and we're doing a lot of them. So if you want to get notified when the next one's scheduled, please subscribe and hit the bell, and you'll find out, because we want to hear your questions too. So if you're live, we'd love to answer them.
And I have to say thank you to you, Denise, for doing it with me, because I don't know if you're listening out there and you think, oh, I don't want to do anything because I don't have a partner in crime. We don't have a cohort. This is part of the beauty of community. Denise and I are community. Like we are together on a lot of things, and it makes it really nice to be able to have those conversations and share about what we've learned.
Absolutely. And another member of our community is the amazing Kat Corchado, and we're going to share our Military Minute segment, which is sponsored by the Sisters in Service podcast. And it's all about, do you feel like you're being heard?
When you're thinking about being in the military, and I'm assuming that being told what to do and you're doing what you're told, did you feel heard in that situation? And how does that translate now into being heard in business?
I feel that I was very lucky. Most times with my job, I was either one of two women or the only woman in the office. I had male supervisors that took care of me in a way that they made sure that I thrived. They would hear me out. That was something that I didn't really realize until after I was out of the military. But it's so important as an entrepreneur to have not just a team, but people around you that hear and listen to you. Listen to you when you say, you know what, this is so hard. I'm not even sure I want to do this anymore. Or I had a great day. This is what happened. And they cheer for you. Or I'm struggling and I can't figure this out. And someone says, I can help. Let me help you. So I think being heard either as an entrepreneur or being heard in the military or wherever you are is so important. Because when you're not heard, you feel invisible. When you feel invisible, you feel like no one cares. And when you feel like no one cares, you feel, why bother? And no one should ever feel that way, ever.
What a powerful message. You know, find your access to a group of people that will hear you, that you can share your ideas with, that you can feel you're being heard, and how important that is to your own personal success, which is amazing.
Agree, Denise Millet.
So, we also want to talk about, you know, sometimes you're not in the right direction, right? And you're not sure if you're headed in the right place. So this week, Adam Rothenberg shares his Entrepreneurs in Entertainment with us, and he's talking about, are you going down the wrong road in business?
Thanks, Kim. It's Adam, and I'm not back in my closet. For today's Entrepreneurs in Entertainment segment, I wanted to share a clip from my 2023 interview with singer-songwriter Payson Lewis. I think what Payson had to say is something that all entrepreneurs could relate to.
If you're going down the wrong road, you should turn back. You know, don't just keep going because you decided to walk down that road. So I think that that's kind of what that first line of the chorus is about. It's like when you get closer, it's not exactly what you thought it was going to be. So maybe make sure you're heading in the right direction.
And that is today's Entrepreneurs in Entertainment segment. It's back to you in the GME studio.
It's so true, though. How many times, Kim, have you committed to something or you invested in something and you're in it and you get that feeling that it may not be right, but you're like, but I invested in this, I've done all this, I've done all that, and you have to keep going. So it's like, who do you trust? What do you do? And I love this question.
I have to say, if you are feeling like that, if you're watching and you are feeling like maybe you're down the wrong road, I'm going to challenge you to go look up what sunk cost fallacy is, because it is something that business owners have, like this thing that, well, we've gone this far, we need to keep going down this wrong road and see it through. And honestly, sometimes that gets you in trouble more than stopping and really making an assessment and going back and doing a different road. So sunk cost fallacy is something that you can search it. You'll find, I'm sure, many articles about it.
Catch the wisdom wherever you get it from this lady next to me. But Adam interviews so many fascinating people, and I want to share that he has an entertainment platform called callmeadam.com. And there you can see all of his interviews he does with all the celebrities, Broadway stars, singers, songwriters, amazing people. So you head over to the interviews selection on the menu and you get a list of all his interviews. There are so many now, Kim. And you can search through all the different categories or by name or whatever. And it's amazing the conversations he has with all these wonderful people that he interacts with. It's just phenomenal.
I'm always in awe of who all he knows. He's got hundreds and hundreds of interviews on there, and he just does a great job. So, Adam, thank you for entertaining us so that we can have a little disruptor from business and enjoy ourselves with some of your entertainment idols is what I'm going to say, but really they're ours too. So
Absolutely.
Thank you, Adam.
You know, Kim, the other thing that we can think about when sharing wisdom, which you just did, is we have some amazing people in our community that are thought leaders. And I count our wonderful Jill Olish, our mama entrepreneur specialist, to being one of those thought leaders. And this week she's talking about the hardest part of business.
Thanks, Kim. I definitely told myself, I should have known what to expect when I became a mom and beat myself up over it. And then I realized when I did that, I was really telling myself I should have known what to expect in business too, when I never have run a business before. So how would I have known what to expect in business? Especially when everything that is out there is all of the glorious parts of business. And with that misconception of there's no hard in business, it sets us up to be concerned that we should have done a little bit of extra research before starting. No one told me, though, that the hardest part would be me and figuring me out. Who was I? Who am I becoming through this business? Who do I want to make an impact for? All of these questions. How am I going to fit business into my life? All of these shifts that I have to make. I finally found a great way to figure all that out. Sticky note time process. Thank you, Kim White. But I did question, shouldn't I have known what I was getting myself into? So please be encouraged that not all of the entrepreneurs in this world knew what they were getting into when they signed up to be an entrepreneur. We're figuring it out along the way. There are tools that you can find to help you figure it out as well. So keep watching because some of those tools are here. Back to you in the GMU studio.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. And I mean that about the thought leadership. It's the reflection is amazing from Jill. And she has a podcast with her husband, Bobby, called Mama Outspoken. And I would say that's the essence of this podcast, is sharing all these revelations that they have together about parenting and life and how they incorporate things and do things and all the stuff, which is amazing.
I love the figuring it out. They're figuring it out and they're having raw and real conversations about it so that you can know you're not alone as a parent. You're not alone as a entrepreneur parent. I think those are really important things of this podcast, Mama Outspoken podcast on all the podcatchers.
And she brings up a good point about how we beat ourselves up.
Oh,
and it reminds me of my favorite quote from Maya Angelou, is when you know better, you do better. Yes. So how can you judge yourself on something you didn't know? And we all do that. We all do it. But if you didn't know it, then why would you do that? Right?
I love that quote, Denise. And I think this is just a shining example of the wisdom that you share. You know, we have a space on the Clubhouse audio app that we all meet every Wednesday morning. That is a place to practice. And I think that's the wisdom that comes out of that practice is sometimes you're saying something that you're intending to say one way and it comes out a different way, but we don't know it until someone says, hey, here's some feedback for you.
Right.
Gentle feedback, but good feedback.
And listen, I am guilty as charged until I actually hear my voice saying it and try to piece the words together. It's as difficult for me as it is for anybody else. But I do have to say, the more you practice, the easier it gets to pull those thoughts out of your mind as you're speaking. So that's what I love about this room. We really do help people get comfortable with their words.
Jill has, Roving Reporter Jill Olish, has another quote that I absolutely love. She coined it probably a couple years ago, but the easy comes after all the practicing. And I think that that's a perfect quote for this room. If you go to mysexybusiness.com, the website on the homepage, Clubhouse is right there on one of the tiles. These are all the things we do, y'all. All of the tiles connect to different parts of our community, and Clubhouse is a really important part, I think, of doing business and practicing. Our Clubhouse royalty, we'll call them. It is the Interview King, Adam, and the Findability Queen, Denise, who lead and moderate this room and make sure everybody stays on track. But y'all do such a great job. I'm always amazed, how well you all do, how well you all help others understand what you're hearing, because it's not about being judgy at all. Feedback should never be judgy. It's to help the person that you're giving the feedback to. So feedback is a gift, and I think that's what comes out of this room. If you don't have some place to practice what it is you're trying to do in your business, come and join us. Please. I think it's really important space.
And just a note for the team in the green room, we need a picture of a princess with her tiara on that image there, because without her expertise helping to guide us, Adam and I wouldn't have figured out how to do this room and make it so impactful. So she's there 95% of the time, and we need her on that image as well. So I'm just saying, I'm throwing my 2 cents in where she can't tell me to stop.
I was going to say, you're just doing it live so that I can't say anything. I love it.
Love you, friends.
Let me tell you about one last thing about the Not Creepy Room, though. That's what we call it affectionately. We call it the Not Creepy Room. We want your marketing to be irresistible, not creepy. And when you are being creepy, sometimes it's from being nervous about something, and you come off sketchy because you're just nervous about what you're saying. So it's a great place. It's been going on for more than 4 years. This room has gone on. It's just such a special place. We get such great feedback about the room, and it makes me so happy, Denise. I think we have 1,200 something members, and they don't all come. We have a variety of people that come each week, but it is very exciting to me to see this.
And people listen to the replays too.
Yes.
A lot of people do. So I love that about this room. Excuse me.
You are tuning in to Good Morning Entrepreneurs, and we're so glad you're with us today for show number 122. Today's theme is I still can't get it right. Accessibility in your business. Clubhouse is a way to access us. That's a way to say that. And you also have access to the Roving Reporters. We want to mention that you can go to mysexybusiness.com. Front page again. That front page has a lot on it, y'all. I'm just going to say. Click on the tile for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. You can go over to that section and go down. The first one is for replays. The next one is the big old red button is for the Roving Reporters directory. Go over and connect with them. They are giving you access to them in a very special way. So accessibility as a business owner, they are living proof that you can be accessible. I'm going to get this down. Accessible for the right reasons. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure and go over and subscribe to my Sexy Business team and community so that you can not miss out on all the things that we post here. We have a lot of live streams that go on that are amazing, from the Roving Reporters, from Denise and I for Website Royalty, from GME, like all the things. So go over and hit that subscribe button.
Definitely. And we want to hear from you too. We do want to be the source or the answer for questions. Whoever resonates with you, we will get you an answer if we don't have it. So please feel free to use those links to reach out, because we are accessible. So, but this week, can we get questions from people in the community and outside of it? And this week's question is, how do I know what boundaries to set up as a business owner?
My goodness. So I want to speak to something intuition wise. There are people that are, there's so many different terms, but they suck your energy. They just pull the energy out of you. I think they're energy vampires, I've heard, and just, you've been around them and they don't have anything good to say most of the time. They're very negative. They pull all the energy out of you. If you don't put a boundary up for those people, you will never be able to succeed in life or business, because they're going to keep you down at the bottom of that roller coaster Denise was talking about. I also think there are people who want to use you in a wrong way. We give away a lot of things in this community, and we have paid things in this community. I want to make it very clear, they have different access levels. And I think whenever you're setting your business up, if you don't set up some boundaries, like, you can't call me at midnight to chat because I'm asleep. I have to have sleep to do my business. You can't, consume my day where we have a meeting and it goes on for 12 hours because you're lonely and I've got stuff to do. Like, there are just different access levels that you have to think about as a business owner in a different way. One of the biggest boundaries I think you will find that's hard is when you're in a corporate 9-to-5, nobody bothers you usually at the job because they recognize that you're somewhere doing something. When you work from home or a home office or your own office, everybody assumes you've got time for whatever their agenda is because you're not at a 9-to-5. And I think that's one of the biggest boundaries, especially new entrepreneurs need to set up, is no, this is really when I'm working. And no, I cannot go run errands for you during my work hours or what I'm doing time block wise. I think that's access denied. I do think that is an important, and exactly. And a lot of times it's really hard conversations you have to enforce those boundaries. So.
And it's not, most people's part, it's not meant to be malicious or anything like that. It's just an assumption that because you're home, you're available.
Yes.
And I don't think anybody thinks, oh, well, I'm going to take advantage of somebody because they're working from home. I don't think that. I think they just get used to the idea of you're at your house, so you're available. And it's the small interruptions that can derail your productivity and your creativity. So you really have to put a guardrail around some things in order to stay productive. So that's kind of what you have to figure out, what pieces of time you need to focus on, and figure out a way to put a guardrail, a boundary around it. So another person who's really good with helping us get our things in order so that we get the best out of our marketing is our favorite, Donna Bender, with her Surprise and Delight Marketing. And this week she's talking about the 3 most important aspects of marketing that can help us stay on target.
Thanks, Kim and Carrie. This is Donna Bender coming to you as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Today's Surprise and Delight Marketing segment is part 2 in a series on how to effectively achieve the three most important aspects of surprise and delight marketing: reach, recall, and react. Last week, we discussed reach, which is a number of either people or views or impressions that will be exposed to your particular branded marketing message. Today, I'd like to focus on the second R, recall. The recall I'm referring to is the ability of your specific audience to remember your marketing message. It measures how well branded marketing sticks in people's minds after they've been exposed to it. Here's a couple of examples. What do you think about when you see a swoosh? Now, I don't have to draw that, but I would say the majority of people know exactly what a swoosh looks like and the brand associated with it. It's memorable. It's Nike. Here's another one. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. La, 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 la. That jingle is from 1971, and it was an iconic Coca-Cola commercial. I'm not saying you have to be a huge brand to become memorable. These two companies weren't huge when they started. However, the branded product that you give should be something that's useful, meaningful, thoughtful, and yes, memorable. So the next time a client needs your product and service, you'll be top of mind. The right branded product given to the right audience can be a constant reminder of your business and to those around them. They help increase brand visibility and recognition, strengthen relationships, and attract new customers, and foster customer loyalty and additional business. Are your branded products making you money? Back to you, Kim and Carrie.
Another
firecracker.
What did you say?
I said she's a little firecracker.
Yes, she is. And we're so thrilled she's with us to remind us of these things we need to keep in mind as we are doing our tasky things, that there's a bigger umbrella. There's a bigger reason we do a lot of the things we do. And in protecting our time, putting boundaries around it, we have that time to think. We have that time to reflect and consider what goals we're trying to reach. And I love that Donna brings that to us in such a fun way. She has her big show and tell coming up this Tuesday, right?
Tuesday,
the fourth Tuesday of the month. The big show and tell with Donna Bender at Donna Bender Giving is where you can find the stream when it goes out, but also the replays.
I want to give a quick shout out to Donna for another reason too. Donna actually helped our cat Corchado, get some branded products. And you talk about recall. This is let me see if I can show it. This is my big water glass that I carry everywhere. And it makes me think about Cat all the time. So if you think branded products don't work, rethink that. The right ones do. And this one is just an example of something Donna helped strategically lead Cat, to the right thing. And look at all of us with our big freaking fabulous, water glasses that came from Cat as a gift, but we recall her all the time from it. So Donna helped us with the Fierce Entrepreneur mugs. So Donna is a very strategic and she's brilliant when it comes to branded products and gifting for the right reasons. It's not with strings attached, but it does help you be remembered.
The expertise that Donna shares with her time as you're working with her, it's invaluable. It's not something you can find in just some website. They don't tell you how it's really going to feel. Donna's interacted with these products. She goes to conventions. She knows which ones are quality. It saves you so much time. So that's my plug.
And speaking of the freaking fabulous Cat Corchado.
Yes, we are going to talk about Cat is our health and wellness for entrepreneurs, roving reporter. And today we're going to be talking about morning stretches.
Thanks, Kim and Carrie. Hi, everybody. This is the freaking fabulous Cat Corchado coming to you as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. You know me, I'm your resident fitness, wellness, and health advocate, helping you maintain your fabulosity on your fitness journey. So we're going to continue with those stretches that you can do in the bed before you ever even get up. How's that first one working for you? So this next one, I'm going to turn around so you can see me. And I've never done this upside down. So hi, everybody. So you're going to bring your knee into your chest. This leg can stay bent or you can extend it out, whatever feels best for you. So I'm going to keep the knee bent. And your other arm is going to go slightly out to the side. Make sure you don't hit your partner. And you're just going to take the knee out to the side. So you're guiding the knee out. Now, why am I doing this upside down? I want you to watch this hip, because if I go too far out, the hip lifts. It's important to keep this hip grounded. And just let the knee go out to the side, let it relax. And once you've gone there, if you want to add this, you could pull the knee up underneath the armpit, like it's going right up towards your shoulder or underneath your armpit. And feel that stretch in the inner thigh and maybe even a little bit in the hamstring. And go ahead and release. You can hold it for as long as you want. I'm going to spin back around. And as always, not every stretch is appropriate for everybody. So please check with your physician and or your physical therapist. This is a great stretch to open up the back and open up the hip. So until next time, back to you, Kim and Carrie.
You know, Kim, starting our day off well and setting ourselves up to feel good as we sit in our chairs or we move from task to task, that's a way of supporting ourselves and giving ourselves the bandwidth to do what we have to do. And that is important for keeping your business on track as well as your life. And Kat just helps us every way she can. So she's also the founder of the Small Space Pilates community, or the yacht club, as we like to call it. So we are members. You and I, Kim, are members of the yacht club, and it's a place where you can work out virtually on a regular basis and get Kat's unique approach to exercise, which is personally based, and it keeps you on track for what you need in that moment, as opposed to just going to some class that's going to beat you up and not be appropriate.
Well, she gives away a week of classes, Denise. I don't want anyone to miss that part. If you go to her website, smallspacepilates.com, you will find at the top SS Pilates, which is the name of the yacht that we're on with her. We'll just say that. In her logo, she has a life preserver, and I think it's very appropriate. If you need a life preserver to get you back on the track of health and back on the track of wellness, Kat is the person to go to. She's my go-to person for life now. She has like rescued me in so many ways, but she's willing to rescue you and give you a try before you buy week of Small Space Pilates. You go to her website and find that big purple button, y'all. Kat's a purple girl. Find that purple button and she will give you a free week. So I think it's exciting. She's coming out with some movement assessment. She's doing like events. She's just got it going on to change the world health-wise, I think.
All from your home in your small little space without having to get in your car and drive and get dressed up and be around too many people.
I love the commute. I love the wardrobe and the commute.
Absolutely.
Well, we want to mention really quick, because Kat was part of this too, that we just finished in Groundwork Brigade, one of our mastermind groups, website audits. And Denise, I know you had some things you wanted to say about that. We have been doing them this entire month because we were going to do them one time and everybody said, please more. So we just dedicated the month of August to doing actual website audits.
And what's interesting is, you know, it's my background. Tech is my background. But as a business owner, it's not easy to get all the things you need done. So having a space where you dedicate on your calendar to go and do something like in the mastermind or in website royalty, we have these list of things, and my website's as guilty as the others. I've had it for 4 years and things change, and some things get broken and you have to fix them. And it's not always easy to find the time to sit down and do that. So by having this place and space that we all go with this list of things, you actually get things done. And I love that about having a community where it supports you in taking care of your website as well as building the different things of your business.
I love it too, Denise. And I just want to give a quick plug. Our channel that is streaming GME is the one that has you and I. We're doing some website realty things out publicly for free, that if you are interested, come and check it out and see what you think. I'll just say that it's the My Sexy Business team and community YouTube channel is where we're live at. You'll go, there's a playlist there. Let's just say that too. There's a playlist. We've done quite a few live streams. Go check it out. But I want to give a quick shout out to Denise Millet, who is my sweet co-host today, but she is called the Findability Queen for a reason. And I love her saying, if they can't find you, they can't do business with you. So, Sweet Watcher, if you're not getting the results you need, if you're not getting the things that you need for your business, and especially if you're a blogger or a podcaster, so we have a lot of podcasts around this community. Does SEO help podcasts is the question of the week. SEO help podcasting?
Oh my gosh, yes. Podcasts, traditionally, only the platform of the podcast was included in the search engines, and like the header with the cover art or whatever, the description of the podcast. So it was good to have the description of the podcast and any other, places you had to put things identified, have your descriptors for your business or whatever in there. Now, a lot of the platforms, individual episodes are being included in the search engine. So traditionally, you have show notes, you have other places that you describe the episode. So when a listener would go to decide whether to download it, they could find out about the episode and then download it. Well, now that's in a search engine too. So you want to make sure your description and your title are the thing that are going to explain your podcast episode to them so that it matches what they're looking for.
Speaking of incredible podcasts you really do want to find, Denise Millet has a great SEO Day podcast is the name of it. I'm very excited to say that this podcast is really important to anyone with a business, because if you don't understand SEO, Denise is breaking it down one question at a time. And she is the findability queen, because being findable is the first step in SEO. So Denise, I appreciate all you do. It drops every Tuesday. Make sure you go to your favorite podcatcher, grab that, follow the show, and you will get some insight. These are short episodes, but man, can you implement a lot from what she's sharing on the podcast. So.
And thank you for being my mailbag keeper that keeps me on track and helps me serve up all the questions people send in. So thanks.
You're so welcome. I feel very honored to be the official mailbag keeper.
Official. Yes, I forgot that. Yes. And we are going to get a sign. It's for you. So. But Kim, it's time, woohoo, to head into Princess Speak, which is sponsored by the My Sexy Business team and community. And Princess Speak is the simple business language for entrepreneurs and business owners that our community uses on the daily.
Well, today's Princess Speak phrase is layers of access, which I find lovely to go with our accessibility for business owners. Layers of access. I want you to think really quickly with me of the layers that you have around you. You have some people that you would not mind coming over for dinner. You would trust them to come in your house and have dinner with you. You have other people who you would give a key to your house if you were out of town. So you have a different access level for them. You have other people that they can come and go as they please from your house because they have access. You have other people who have access to your bank account. They might not have your ATM or PIN number, but they have your bank account information that they could do something. Then there's that ATM level. Who are you going to give access to you with by giving them your bank account, your ATM card, your PIN number, all of those things? And please understand me clearly. I'm not saying give anyone those things. I'm just using that as an example that we have circles of access around us. Consider very well who gets which layer, because each layer comes with a little bit more vulnerability for you, your family, your life, your business, everything. So layers are very important to sit down and acknowledge before something happens, not after.
And I want to talk about it, and mind you, nobody gets those things, Kim. Nobody. Sorry. I don't share them with anybody. I love you all, but no. I think of it as circles of access, circles of trust. So the circle closest to you are your most trustworthy people that you want to form a trusting relationship with. And as the circles go out, the concentric circles go out, you put more distance between yourself and those people to protect yourself and them. So, you provide access to something free that you've recorded or a downloadable. Then you provide access to a recording of something, like there are different layers. And we all have to do that with our business and our friends and everything in our lives to protect us.
Love it, Denise.
When I think of layers of access, I think when I first started my business and everybody had access, everybody, lottie-dottie, and everybody was allowed to come in. But then I've learned how to put down boom gates so that only certain people after a certain time of day have access to me or my family, because that takes extra bandwidth. And if you don't already have the bandwidth, then it drains your bandwidth even more. It's something I've put in place that I was kind of hesitant at first because a certain person, I'm not going to name any names, Kim White, said we have to protect our melty. And so there are times when we really have to protect who we are, and so that we have the bandwidth to go to the next day and get those things done too.
Thank you, Kat.
Kat, you really hit a lot of that on the head for me. I think of an onion when we talk about layers of access and like how you get closer and closer to the person in the middle of it. There's a really funny Shrek quote about onions and layers, so you'll have to go find that. But I think of it also like in the trust aspect. You're on the outside when you first get to know me, but by the time you really get to know and like and trust me, then you can become that center part. And it's really helped me understand how to build a community a lot better. So it's been something that has been impactful in learning for me in those layers of access.
Thank you, Jill.
I'm going to continue with the food analogy, Jill. And because my mom taught me about layers of access growing up as a kid with Malamars, because we used to pick the chocolate off the Malamar first, eat that first, then eat the marshmallow center, and then eat the graham cookie that was at the bottom. So I look at layers of access like a Malamar. Everybody has access to that chocolate layer. If you're going to dig a little bit more, you get that marshmallow. And then if you're really going in, you'll get the graham at the end.
I love it. All these food things, all these fun things. Well, Sweet Watcher, if you haven't set up your layers of access, do it today. Write down who has access to what of you and of your business and protect you first and foremost. We'll see you next week, and we love y'all.
Join us next Friday at 7 a.m. Central. This is the team signing off for Good Morning Entrepreneurs.